During World War II, the American government publicly asked Veronica Lake to change her hairstyle. Not for fashion. Her signature peekaboo wave, hair falling over one eye, was reportedly linked to injuries among female factory workers who copied the look while operating heavy machinery. She agreed, cut her hair shorter for wartime safety campaigns, and became one of Hollywood's few stars to genuinely reshape her image for a national cause. Born Constance Ockelman, she grew up moving constantly between cities, dealing with a difficult home life that she rarely discussed publicly later. Hollywood gave her a new name, a new hairstyle, and briefly, one of the biggest careers of the early 1940s. She starred alongside Alan Ladd in a series of hugely popular film noir movies, their pairing so successful that the studio kept casting them together for years, even though Ladd reportedly needed a box to stand on next to her because of their nearly identical height. But her rise was as fast as her fall. Studio executives increasingly labeled her difficult to work with, a term frequently used against actresses who pushed back against unfair treatment, and by the late 1940s, major roles had almost completely dried up. By the 1950s, she had struggled with alcoholism and financial hardship so severe that newspapers ran shocking stories revealing she was working as a bartender in a New York hotel, the same woman who had once been one of the most photographed faces in America. Reporters at the time treated it as scandalous gossip, rarely stopping to ask what had actually pushed a former A-list star into that position. She spent her later years largely out of the spotlight, occasionally resurfacing for small television roles, before passing away in 1973 at just 50 years old, from complications related to years of declining health. Veronica Lake changed how an entire generation of women styled their hair, then watched an industry discard her the moment she stopped being convenient. Decades later, film historians would point to her as one of the clearest examples of how quickly Hollywood could build a star up purely for image, and then walk away without a second thought once that image stopped selling tickets.